So after Liverpool won the Champions League final, we wanted to do something big and special to celebrate it, and we threw a few different ideas around the things we could do around the city.
We were watching the highlights and re-watching all of the interviews, and Trent Alexander-Arnold was asked by BT Sport what it felt like to be a legend at Liverpool, and his answer was perfect.
What does it mean to join those legends, those Liverpool legends?
I don't know, it's hard to think of myself as a legend. I think, obviously, for me, I'm just a normal lad from Liverpool whose dreams just come true.
Absolutely right. Go and enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
I knew the Anfield Wrap, as soon as I heard that, I knew the Anfield Wrap had to do something, A, to celebrate this footballer, B, to celebrate the achievements of this footballer.
I'm sure when he said it, you know, he didn't expect it to be up in big letters, kind of on a wall in Anfield. You know, he was probably so tired he couldn't necessarily remember saying it the next day, but it's a brilliant quote that sums him up, the fact that he is just like one of us, really. You know, he grew up in the city, he had the dreams, but he was lucky enough to be the one that made it, really.
The original idea was to have an image of Trent with the medal in his mouth, another was him with the European Cup, and one of him celebrating against Watford, and then it was Trent himself that liked the one with his back turned, which I think shows you kind of what character he is.
It was us wanting to give something back, so it was us saying thank you to the football team and the players for what they'd done, you know, on behalf of the Anfield Wrap, but also, you know, Liverpool fans everywhere, really.
That's what's special about this mural to me, the fact that we can celebrate a footballer that we all adore and we see a little bit of ourselves in. We can celebrate a person who gives back to the community that he's from.
Obviously, I always had the idea that I wanted to make it when you're 15, 16, that's the thing, and I think I always dreamed of making it and being able to give back to the community, and I think footballers have a really privileged position in the community, and I think if they're enthusiastic about giving back, then that makes it even greater, because I think people look up to footballers a lot. I think especially in and around Liverpool, I think a lot of the kids really, I think you see a lot of the kids outside Anfield, outside Melwood, just trying to get a glimpse of the players, and I think I've said it before, I was obviously once one of them kids, and I think me and my brothers would do anything for a player to stop by and maybe sign something for us, and it didn't happen too often, but when it did, it made our day, and knowing now that maybe I could do that to a kid is a special feeling, yeah.
The next step was a search for an artist, and we spoke to a few of them, but one that really stood out for us was Axe, who we'd seen murals pop up around Liverpool, around Manchester, and he obviously did the Klopp mural as well, which was a real work of art, and we knew that's the kind of thing that we wanted.
And the more you looked into his stuff, the more we were really into it. You know, he's incredible artist, but also the stuff that he liked to do would often have a message and would often be very community focused and stuff like that as well. And so, you know, he seemed like a perfect fit to us. And then as soon as we started speaking to him, he was great to deal with, a really cool guy, and obviously what he produced was absolutely amazing. We thought about a couple of different ideas, something in the city centre, but something around Anfield really appealed to us for a lot of reasons. Obviously, that's the home of the football team, but also they've got these huge, great terraced walls at the end of the terraced houses that we thought it'd just be perfect.
It was incredible to see all the little kids in front of the mural before the Norwich game, and just to be able to help raise awareness for a cause that means so much to us in Fans Supporting Foodbanks, and a cause that, you know, we wish didn't have to exist and shouldn't have to exist in 2019, to be able to be at the mural before the Norwich game and hear people discussing it. You know, if one or two people decided to donate off the back of the mural at every home game this season, then it's absolutely done its job.
That's mind-blowing, isn't it? You know, I know when John Gibbons actually approached me first and said we're thinking about doing a mural in Anfield, who knows what that was going to look like. So I think when we actually seen it getting painted, when it come down and seen it as it developed, it just turned into something really classy, hasn't it? But but also brings a lot to the area. So I only live 2 roads away, so I'll come on match day and I'll see how many people are here. There's just 10, 50, 30, 40, 50 people all taking a photo and enjoying what it is. And obviously from my perspective, I'm very proud to have that on the wall.
It's great to see art on the street, accessible to everyone, and something which, you know, promotes what we care about in the community. You know, people are so passionate about the football club, and then to see that literally on the side of the street is fantastic. And I think people have been drawn to it. You know, you see cars stopping to kind of look at it, and I'm just proud to have it in the area, really.
Any raising of awareness in what we do, piquing people's interest, but also reminding them what we do. So this, for me, is a fantastic way of advertising what we're doing.
And so the message is, you know, here we have food banks being promoted as part of a piece of art, fan activism, a community coming together.
But also because it's come from Trent, it's come from the football team, it's come from the football players who've been fantastic, to be honest, in Fans Supporting Foodbanks. They've always helped, they've always done everything they can. And the couple of times I've met Trent, he's come across fantastically well, really humble. So he's a fantastic role model for the Liverpool Football Club.
And then to be able to show him the mural, to be able to unveil it in front of him and his brother Tyler, was brilliant. To see the crowds gathering, to see his reaction for the first time, and for him to tell us that his family had already visited, that they were all dead proud of it. Yeah, that was the real moment, I think, for us and for him as well, it seemed.
Like it?
Wow. How long did it take?
The artist is over there. He did it in about 8 days. And I don't suppose you knew when you were getting interviewed pitch side the quotes were going to end up on the wall. So the team bus will obviously come down there, and all the fans who are here like will congregate and will all see it, and then about twice as big as the bosses as well.
A few mates have been down and sent me pictures of it, so it's good to come down here to then see it in real life, because the pictures don't even do it justice, even though you know that it's amazing on the pictures. In real life it's amazing, and it's something that hopefully will stay for a while. Yeah, that it's important that it's not just obviously just the picture, and it's important that it has that message there, and it'll just raise a bit more awareness for it, and just let them know that they can just get back whenever they can, and it's always there for the good of the city, and the good of to get rid of the poverty and the people that are going hungry in the city. The main message that obviously kids should be picking up from me and my story is that anything's possible, anything can happen, because I said before that I was once that kid in a Gerrard or Carragher shirt. They were the players that I always had with the local ones in the team, and they're the ones that made me feel as though anything can happen. It was the lads that said that they were just normal lads in Liverpool, and it's just a cycle of just being a normal lad and being able to see people living their dream and living your dream.
Loads of footy teams, loads of players do charity work, but it seems like the Liverpool ones really take it seriously and really enjoy doing it. How much does it sort of impact you? Do you talk about that in training, and are you sort of aware of what's going on around you and the things that you're doing and the genuine influence you have? I
feel as though the lads don't feel as though that they're forced to do it. It's kind of optional, and they do it because the people are so good in the city, and they feel as though that they can help them, so why wouldn't you?
We also want to do it just because it's a celebration of what that team achieved on the 1st of June, and there's so many brilliant players in that team, and there's so many leaders, and there's so many inspirational figures, but Trent's ours, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's our boy, he's the one who's the normal lad from Liverpool who was living our dreams, and we're proud of him, we're proud to have him, I'm proud of everything he does in the city, and this is a thank you to the team for giving us one of the best nights of my life, but also to Trent, so round of applause to Trent and the boys. And do you like it?
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you to everyone.
Well, the best thing about Trent Alexander-Arnold is that playing for Liverpool, win the European Cup for Liverpool, it's only the beginning for him. he'll continue the work that he does within the community. He'll continue inspiring kids within Liverpool and beyond, and the mural's a celebration of all of that.
Something to be incredibly proud of, and something that me and my family are over the moon with, and just want to say thank you to everyone that made it happen.